Hey guys. Oh, Evie's here. In this video, we're doing something a little bit different. We're making a Vampire Survivors weapon tier list. So not a traditional ranking review like I usually do, but this is pretty cool. And I love Vampire Survivors, as you know. So let's get starting right now. Don't have too much time, gotta do. It's kind of fast. Gotta go to my friend's house soon. Anyway, let's go. So, sorry if the microphone's a little bad, by the way. I tested it, sounded alright, but it might not be as good as my 2 second long test. So sorry about that. And sorry if I can't get a face cam. I tried, didn't work, couldn't do it on my computer, had to do it on my phone. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna rank it. So this list has the evolutions and the not evolutions. I'm just gonna rank the not evolution icon. Like I'm just gonna use the icons, these little things, for the not evolutions. But I'm gonna be basing it on both, like a combination of both of them, because I think if I do each individually, it's gonna be kind of weird. So I'm just gonna rank the whole item, evolution and non-evolved, as one. Anyway, let's get started. Flash Arrow. Flash Arrow is pretty good. Has a really long cooldown at first, we'll say, but then when you evolve it, it has like the airstrike thing, like a bunch of arrows are raining down. Pretty cool, pretty good. Um, Not the best. I've only used it a few times. Some of the DLC weapons I don't have much time with, so the ranking might be a little bit bad for the DLC weapons. But I think it goes in a solid B tier. Evolution's good. Not evolved isn't too good, but it's pretty good. If you can get them in a line. Okay, Axe. Axe is honestly not that great compared. Like it's alright, but compared to the other weapons, not really good. Does a lot of damage, but you're not hitting many people with it until you evolve it. And when you evolve it, it's pretty good. It's like a little force field thing around you, kinda, with big area and like a good cooldown. Then it's pretty reliable. It's pretty good. But overall, there's a lot of better options. I'm gonna have to put it in D. Okay, Four Seasons. Four Seasons, it doesn't look like it does much most games, but then at the end, I look at the damage and it's always like my absolute highest. Like it's always the damage and the DPS. It's always super high for this. So like I never really notice it much in my games. And if it's like one of your first weapons, it's kind of hard to use, especially if that one character that spawns with it, because like you just have to get the enemies up to where it is, like up to where the balls are, and wait for it to explode. So it's kind of hard to time if there's only a few enemies. But like in the later part of the game, in like the second half, once you get to like 15 minutes or so, and enemies are coming from all directions and you have it evolved, it's just a beast at doing damage. So for that, A or Sigma tier? I think I have to go in A tier. Mm, Sigma, but a low Sigma. Does so much damage. Always does, like by far some of the best damage of all my weapons. Anyway, Bible, not the best damage, and also unevolved and evolved. Not that big of a difference. So I'll get to Ebla now. It doesn't do much damage, but it keeps them away from you really well. And if there's just one big boss, like even the Reaper at the end, like the Death Reaper, if you can get him like trapped in here and you have it so it spins really fast and he gets hit over and over, it can even like stun him for a really long time. Like this thing is so good at keeping things away from you, and it doesn't do bad damage. It does pretty good damage, honestly. Whoa, hope that doesn't mess anything up. It does pretty good damage. So we're at A tier. Okay, the birds. I'm ranking both birds as one because they're pretty much the same. Birds. My friends, they all really like the birds. Personally, I just don't like them. I think they're kind of boring and kind of not the most reliable, but they do get really good damage. I will say their DPS is crazy, which makes sense because you have to upgrade them like a more billion times. So for that, I'm gonna put it in B tier. Lots of upgrades, but good DPS and lots of damage, but kind of unreliable and takes so many upgrades. Anyway, 108 Bossy, I don't know what this one's called. You can't evolve this one actually. Only weapon in the game I think that you cannot evolve unless you count like weapons like the bone and the party popper and other ones that are similar, like the minecart, stuff like that. It's the only weapon that you don't get from a 6,000 kill character that doesn't evolve. So that's kind of interesting, but it's really good. It's like a Bible pretty much. It's pretty much like Bible if the Bibles were like just going in all directions around you, if that makes sense. and does a lot of damage. Just to, like, keep them away from you. Like, it's like your last line of defense, you know? If I get to you, get really close to you, these things will smack them up. And this deals so much damage. But compared to a lot of evolved weapons, it isn't the greatest. Like, it's not the best of them. I'm gonna put it top of B so far. That's the top of B. But bone. Uh, bone. Good. It's not good at all. Um, I guess technically you can evolve it, but the evolution, I don't even know if it changes the actual weapon or if it just ups your stats for Motasio. I think it might just up your stats for Motasio. I don't think it actually changes the weapon at all. So for that, I'm sorry, but like I can't think of many worse weapons, so it's gonna have to go in Bile tier. I have a bracelet. Bracelet, really, really good. Takes a lot of XP to get all up, but in return for needing so many levels to get it to the top, you don't need a single item to evolve it. Like you don't need a single accessory, I guess, or passive, whatever you want to call it. So for and the damage is insane once you get it fully upgraded. So Wizard S is top of it. It's the top of S so far. Really, really good. So much damage. So much damage. And it doesn't take any accessories. So you can just you can choose whatever you want for that slot. Really good. Or if you have like a candy box, for example, and you already have all weapons, but you get a candy box, then you can pick this. And if you don't have any accessories, then you're good. Okay, the bubble. I don't know what this one's actually called. The bubble off Kappa, as I think his name is. Once again, not really good. It can evolve, so it's better than a bone, but it just kind of shoots some bubbles that just kind of linger there and hurt things that walk on it. Not the most reliable. Is it better than Axe? Nah, definitely not. Yeah, I'll put in D. Bottom of D. Okay, Gati Amari. Gati Amari. Ooh, this weapon can hurt you, but cats can just scratch you. And at first, when you only have a few of them, when it's very low upgraded, it's not reliable at all. And they can take your items. So, but when you evolve it, you get a lot of gold. And it does a good amount of damage. And when it's not evolved, they can get into fights. Even if you're chilling inside the little fight bubble, and all the enemies that walk up to you and walk up to the little fight going on, they take so much damage. Like they take a crazy amount of damage. But it also hurts you a little bit. Not much, but it does hurt you a little bit. So I'm gonna have to put in B tier. I'll put in bottom B tier so far. Because that's really good. And it can get you lots of gold when you evolve it. And it does a good amount of damage, but not very reliable at all. We're a Summon Knight. Summon Knight, it's kind of boring, honestly. I think it's one of the most boring weapons in the game. It just like makes the little, like I guess teeth. I don't know. I always thought they look like teeth because then when you evolve it, like a second jaw comes. That's why I always thought it was. But it's all right. I'll put in C tier. There's not much to explain. Just little bars come down from top and bottom, and then it leaves a little lingering effect. It's all right. Like if you stay still, it can defend all the enemies running at you. They'll run into a little damaging zone. So that's pretty cool. But it's not very great. Won't get you crazy amount of damage. Anyway, Clock Lancet. Clock Lancet. Can go there. Clock Lancet unevolved until like about the mid game when you can evolve it. Once you unlock the rings to evolve it, it's not very good. Not very good at all, honestly. But then once you can evolve it, just halves the health of everything. It's like a mini pentagram that activates faster. Like that's really good, and you need it to kill the Reaper. You need either that or the Red Cloak to kill the Reapers. So just for that, I feel like it deserves Sigma tier. It just halves the health of everything. No matter how much health they have, it'll have it. That's just crazy. You gotta put that in the top, but not as good as Bracelet. Because also it's hard to evolve because you need both rings, and one of the rings does hurt you. So yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, that's a pretty big setback. Yeah, I'll put it below Four Seasons. Anyway, Cherry Bomb. I probably only used this character like twice, but it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good actually. Um, it's not that most reliable at first because of the chance to explode, but once it gets to the end where it explodes like all the time, then it's pretty good. So I'll put it in C underneath Summon Knight, but like yeah, that's alright. Cross. Cross is quite good actually. I think Cross is pretty underrated. Cross does a good amount of damage, can do critical hits when you evolve it. Does a lot of damage when you evolve it actually. And then if you have Slash, the Arcana Slash, that'll add a lot of damage to it. That'll add so much damage. So it's pretty good. I'm going to put it in B tier right there. Sorry about that. My headset disconnected and it stopped recording. Anyway, where were we? Where were we? I think I just ranked Cross. Okay, so we have Shadow Pinion. I think that's how you say it. This one wasn't very good at first, I didn't think, but then one game I went in, I upgraded like all my stats, got the rings, all my stats were crazy, and it was just spewing out the little fireballs that it shoots when you evolve it, like so quick, and they lasted forever and they were huge. So if you can up your stats a lot, this thing's crazy. Like you feel so powerful once you make like a trillion of them at once and then launch them all in one direction. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Actually, I'm gonna put this in A tier. This is a good one, and it's like really fun to use. Honestly, like the fact to get control where it goes, pretty cool. Okay, uh, El Roba, La Roba, El Roba. I don't remember. La would be correct, but you know. Anyway, this one, it's not very good. It's not bad, not good. It's on that one butler-looking guy. Is that thing one? Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Not the best, not the worst. I'll put in D tier. We have this. I'll rank that when I get to Victory Sword. We have Flames of Misspell coming up right now. So yeah, let's do it together. Okay, Victory Sword slash E Soul. I think you say it. Really good. I mean, like, come on, you get it. This weapon you get from the character that you get from 100%ing the game. But come on, it's maybe the best weapon in the game. Makes you invincible for like a couple of seconds every now and then. It's like kind of like a reverse pentagram. Instead of killing everything, it makes it so everything can't kill you. Like it's so good, and also just the actual sword effect itself does a pretty good amount of damage. And the item that you need to evolve it, it ups all your stats. It's like one of the best accessories. So for all those reasons, gotta be the best weapon so far. Flames on Misspell, pretty good. It's quite good actually. Does a lot of damage, and it's pretty reliable. Just gets them all out of your way really easily. Really good. I think I'll put an S tier and Sigma tier as well. Um, uses the box of Torrona uses the same thing to evolve as the Victory Sword. So if you have both, that means that one of them you don't need an extra item for. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, put in S tier. And also, yeah, when you evolve it, um, it shoots in like both directions and it gets stronger the more kills you have. So that's really cool too. Greatest Jubilee. This one is another one kind of like Four Seasons. You don't notice the amount of damage that does, but it does a lot of damage when you see at the end of the game. And it makes light sources for you, which if you have Disco of Gold, for example, whatever that one thing is called, it can be crazy. So yeah, for that reason, has to be S. Um, I'd say right here, does lots of damage and makes light sources for you and can make you a lot of money. Really, really good, really good. And also, you don't need an item to evolve it. Anyway, Celestial Dusting. Fucking, oh, I'm sorry, I said a bad word. Freaking garbage. Not very good. Does not do much damage at all. They just added the evolution for this, and it's pretty good. It makes it actually like quite a good weapon, but I'm not really gonna count that much because you have to be one specific character to use that. So overall, not very good at all. Worse than the bone. The Fire Wand, love Fire Wand. Fire Wand to get right at the start of the game, and it was like one of my favorites. And then when you evolve it, it pierces through them. It uses spinach to evolve, which is like maybe the best accessory. Maybe not as good as Empty Tone in Toronto's box, but it's one of the best accessories for sure. The spinach. So, you know, you're probably going to use it in most games anyway. So for that reason, also it's also like a ground drop. Like it's on a lot of maps, so you can just go and pick it up. So that also is pretty cool. I'm gonna put it in top of A. It does so much damage, just pierces through all of them. Crazy, crazy damage. And also, if you like follow the big meteors from when you evolve it, if you just follow one and just stay behind it, it'll just kill everything in your path. So it's like you kind of have like a, like I don't know, like a just like a damage. It's like you are running into the enemies and killing all of them in front of you. Same with the Axe evolution, but the Axe evolution is kind of faster, so it's kind of hard. But anyway, Garlic. Garlic's quite good. Nice little damaging circle around you. I'm gonna say another A tier, probably like right here. Does a lot of damage. Um, really good in like the early game against like bats and stuff because it can insta kill them, and then the XP drops right next to you because it's like a small little zone around you. So that's really good. And once you evolve it, it takes for health. Like what can I say? That's great. And then with Saraband of healing, oh my God, that's just great. Man, there's a lot of stuff to go, and I do not have much time left. Anyway, we have guns. I'm just gonna use the evolution icon for this. That's it. So the guns, so much damage, so much damage, and it shoots in every direction when you evolve it, and then it also shoots in like four directions when it's unevolved. So that's still pretty good. This thing does so much damage. Gonna have to put it in Sigma tier, bottom of Sigma tier. Um, Also, the item that you use is not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's the one that revives you, that gives you revives. So, it's alright. It's used by, it's the signature item of my favorite character in the game, Pugnala. So that also might give me some bias, but I like it a lot. Really fun, really cool. Oh, and it works with Gemini. So that's really cool. Naive. Naive is fun. That's a fun one, but it's not much of a good one if I'm being honest. Mm, right here. It's really nice how you can like aim it and like choose what you're gonna hit. So for like one big boss, you can just aim at that. That's really cool and does pretty good damage. But I can up it a bit actually. It can go top of B. Does actually quite a bit of damage, and it's good for just like running in one direction and it shoots all the knives at that direction. So that's really cool. But the damage is not the greatest, and like the utility aspect of it isn't really good. Like garlic, it heals you. Um, the Bible protects you. The I don't know, the Jubilee, it makes light sources for you. Doesn't have anything like that. Really basic. So yeah, I'm with that. Let's put it top of B. Um, Here we go. Lightning ring. Lightning ring, great damage, but not much great otherwise than that. Good damage, especially if there's only like one enemy on the stage. I used to like fun a lot. I think it's a really fun one, and he's a duplicator to evolve, which is kind of cool. Also, another thing about the knife is the evolution item isn't very good. It's the fist, the bracer, which ups your projectile speed. That's not really good. But anyway, lightning ring. Good damage, but not much good otherwise. Just decent damage. Nah, yeah, it's not even that good of a damage. Like decent damage, and then the evolution doesn't even change much or make it that much cooler. So yeah, C tier. Song of Healing. Song of Healing. It nerfs itself each time you upgrade it at a certain point. It doesn't nerf itself, but it provides like a cool little. It doesn't like nerf itself. Like it nerfs itself and it ups itself, but like they kind of counter each other out. So like it's upping itself, but it's also nerfing itself a bit. So you know that's not very good. So I'm gonna put it bottom of C, above Cherry Bomb, above Summonite, and also the item you use not good at all. It's the cursed one, so you're just making your life harder for getting that. But it's good for grinding because you get more quantity of enemies. Um, this thing, this thing. Okay, I don't know if this is a well-known strategy or if I came up with this, but this thing, when you evolve it, it does retaliatory damage to the little like clones of yourself, and that with Divine Bloodline. Oh my God, you can get crazy, crazy HP. I had like 10,000 HP one game, and then Divine Bloodline ups your damage the lower your HP is. And since your HP is so high, if you're still at like 50% health, you're missing so much XP. So let's say if you're at 10,000 XP, you only have 50% health. You still have 5,000 HP. You're not gonna die, but you're missing so much numbers of HP. You're only missing half your percent, but you're missing 5,000 HP. So it ups your damage so much because it calculates, oh, he's missing so much, such a big number of HP. So his damage is gonna be 5 million, pretty much. Like my damage, I think was like 6,000% one game with this, and my health was like 15,000. So that's pretty crazy. And also the actual weapon itself is pretty good. The little earthquake thing that it makes when you slam it against the ground and it shatters the ground. That's really cool. So for those two reasons, I think this is a good spot right here. and it's really fun, I think. Party Popper, I haven't even played a whole game with this one, so but like I've used it, like I got it from my candy box at the end of a game. It's like I get what it does, but like I don't know, I don't have the experience of it. But from my understanding, it does not seem very good. So I was put in there, but it might not be accurate. That's all I'm saying. Pentagram, it's really good when you evolve it, but unevolved, not good. So if you get like a super candy box, picking it is a good idea. But like getting it to the evolved form is pretty hard and not very fun. So for a reason, you can go an A right here. And also if you have like low cooldown. Oh, also the microphone disconnected again. Okay. Did that pick up? I don't know if it picked up. My microphone is connected again. Sorry about that. Um, anyway, you have an evolution item that you need for it. Not good. It's the crown. Don't like the crown much. Anyway, um, if you have low cooldown, it's really good, but evolving it, not fun at all. Anyway, candy box, I'm just gonna rank the candy box. I'm not gonna do super candy box. Candy box, like, it's whatever you want. It's whatever you want, man. Top of S tier. I mean, it's whatever you want. Like, like I don't doesn't get much doesn't get better than that. I was gonna say doesn't get much better than that, but no, it just doesn't at all get better than that. Uh, what's this one called? Prismatic Missile? Yeah, this one's really good. Um, also uses the crown, so that's not really cool. But when you evolve it, you get more XP and you get more gold, so that's really cool. And it does a very good amount of damage. So for those reasons, I can go right there. Right there. Mm, right there. Rune Tracer. I love Rune Tracer. Rune Tracer, really good projectile, just bounces around everywhere, just kills things a lot. Really cool, really fun, I think. And when you evolve it, becomes a robot that shoots like a shotgun of like lasers that bounce around and just explode. That's really cool, and it gives you retaliation damage. So that's all really cool. I'm gonna put it right there. And it uses armor, which is a pretty good accessory. Um, always forget where the last item I got was. Mirage robe. Mirage robe, it's alright. It's not amazing, I don't think. It freezes them, so that's pretty cool. But it's not the most practical. You make a clone that just kind of chills, and when you evolve it, it'll run at the enemy, then it explodes. Like, it's alright. It can go right there. Also, I think I put Cherry Bomb a little bit too high. Cherry Bomb can go right there. It's not better than X. Um, this thing's crazy. Shadow Servant, that's what it's called. When you evolve it, it's so good for just standing still. Like I just like left I AFK'd in the corner of that one secret place in the Abyss on the DLC where all the Atlanteans come to get you. And oh my god, if you do that, you get so much golden eggs. I got 3,000 golden eggs in 40 minutes. So that was pretty cool. And also like half of those 40 minutes I spent like actually upgrading myself. So it's probably only like 20 minutes in that location. And I got so much golden eggs. And this thing, the damage was like 5 billion, I think. It was something crazy. So this thing for AFKing's really good. But before you evolve it, the little snakes aren't very good. But the cool giant black hole thing from after you evolve it, so good, so good. So much damage. Right there, I think is a good spot. Yeah. Also, what does it use to evolve? Crown? Oh yeah, it does use Crown to evolve. It still stays there, especially because Crown is it's a thing you can pick up off the ground on the Abyss map. So for that strategy I was talking about, you know, stay there. Okay, all the spell stuff. We'll just get the coolest looking one, Spell Strike. I think that one's Spell Strike, yeah. So I'm going Crystal at one though. That's Spellstorm. Spellstorm, pretty good. And it doesn't use an accessory again, but you need free items and you have to fully upgrade them all to combine them into one. So it's kind of like the bracelet in that way, except you have to get each piece at once at the same time. So it's pretty good. It kind of like a pentagram effect where it like kills everything on stage after some time, but the damage isn't the greatest, so I think it can go right there. It also takes a long time to obtain so many levels. Anyway. Ooh, Silver Wind. I like Silver Wind a lot, especially in like the beginning of the game. It's really good. Okay, so Silver Wind. This one uses the heart that upgrades your health regen, like the Pumarola, whatever it's called. I don't really know what it's called. But yeah, that one uses that one to evolve. That's pretty cool. Um, the actual weapon itself, really cool. When you evolve it, it weakens the enemies. That's pretty cool. Overall, it's really solid. I'm gonna put it not there, right there. Yeah, and it's cool. You can like kind of control the little projectiles. See, that's cool. The sword, what's this one called? Like the Muramasa, like Jetstream Sam type stuff. Um, yeah, this one pretty cool. It's pretty much just like a diet victory sword. It's not as cool as the victory sword. It's just a victory sword but red, except it doesn't have the cool evolution effect where it makes you invincible. Does not do that, but instead it takes health off your enemies and does critical hit. Oh wait, no, victory sword also does critical hits. But yeah, it takes health off your enemies. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like if you got victory sword and garlic and combine the two, or not garlic, but the evolution of garlic. So later, combine the two. It's alright. Um, I'd say right there. Yeah, right there. No, wait, yeah, right there. Right there. That's a good spot. Let's B tier is getting kind of big. Let's bump Gatiamari. Yeah, no, it's not. I think we can bump the birds down. I think Gatiamari actually might be better than the birds because of that gold effect. That gold effect's really good. See, let's do that. Now it all looks a lot more equal. Okay. Magic Wand. Magic Wand. It does decent damage. It's really good. Like at the beginning of like the game, and I don't mean beginning of the game as in the beginning of when you start a game, like I've been saying before, but like when you first start playing Vampire Survivors and you don't have many weapons unlocked, it's one of the better ones because you start off with it, I think. I think you don't have to unlock it at all. You just start the game with it. And it's pretty good. It's not that great, but it's really basic. Just shoots projectiles at the nearest enemy. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, the evolution item though. The evolution item is one of the best evolution items in the game, but that's not enough to carry it past right there. Does decent damage. It shoots for you. That's pretty cool. And maybe it can go actually. Nah, it goes right there. Santa water. Santa water. I don't use it much. I think it's one of the more boring items for sure. Just a bunch of little damaging zones fall from the sky, and you don't control them at all. It's kind of boring. Really boring, actually. Maybe the most boring weapon in the game, in my opinion. But it's alright. It's not the worst weapon in the game. Does good damage, especially if you have really good area and really good duration and cooldown. You can just cover your entire screen like permanently, pretty much. So it's pretty good. I have to put it right there. Yeah, right there. Wait. Right there. Yeah. This thing. What's this thing even called? I'm thinking. Uh, the minecart. We're just gonna call it the minecart. Don't know what it's actually called, but it's still a ghost guy that uses it. It's pretty good actually. It makes a minecart that bounces back and forth across your screen. I just realized on mobile it's probably not that good if you're playing vertically, but I play on Xbox and my screen's really wide, so it like travels a long distance. So I realized that probably does make it better. But anyway, we're ranking it based off Xbox or if your phone's sideways. Because of it does good damage and it covers a decent amount of your screen. Um, yeah, because of it, it can go decently high. It can evolve, and a lot of weapons are better than it. Can go right there. Vento Sacro. This okay. This is the only weapon that I am gonna rank the Union separately because each weapon, the whip and the Venti Sacro, are both pretty different. So I'm gonna rank them both individually. Then I'm gonna rank the Union. Venti Sacro itself, or Vento Sacro, Venti Sacro. I think it's Venti Sacro, but it's pretty good. Does critical hits. It gets fast. It does more damage when you're moving. pretty good. Or not, doesn't do more damage, but hits fast, shoots faster when you're moving. So that's pretty good. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Um, Ventisacro, it goes, yeah, right there. By itself, not evolved. It's not too good, but it's alright. Actually, yeah, it's worse than that. It's like right there. It's actually a lot worse than that now that I'm thinking about it. Right there. Yeah. Then we're just gonna jump to Whip. I don't think that Whip was the one that came directly after it. Oh wait, no, it was actually. Oh, actually getting near the end. Yeah, so then Whip. Whip, I think, is better than T-Sacro, especially if you count the Bloody Tear as the evolution. It's pretty good. Does a lot of damage, especially like at the beginning of a round of a stage. It can kill things really easily. And the projectiles are pretty big and like pretty, they're very like reliable, you know, they're consistent and they're always in the same spot. So because of that, has to go. Yep, I think this is a good spot, bottom of A. Then the Union. The Union. Oh my god, it's one of the best weapons in the game. Sorry, but it is Sigma. It's about as Sigma as it. Okay, sorry about that. My microphone does not want to stay on. It's because there's no sound coming out of my headset, and because of that, it thinks that's off, I think. So it disconnects automatically. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Um, anyway, basically about as Sigma as it gets. Super, super good. So much damage. You have the like Venti Sacro type blades that are in front of you and are where you, in the direction that you're aiming. Does so much damage. Really good. Then you have the one that circles you and protects you. Really good. Critical hits cause explosions, and it takes their life after each hit. It is just so good. Best weapon in the game, maybe. Um, not as good as Great Sword. No. And this thing, I kind of want to move it up because with that strategy that I said, if with that strategy that I said, it's up here. You could just be unstoppable. But without it, you can go above Bracelet because of that. I feel kind of bad not putting it higher because that strategy is so good of Divine Bloodline. Um, Laurel, last one. Laurel. Okay, guys. It caps the enemy damage at 10. At 10. And does retaliation damage. Come on. Come on. This right here, I think, might be the best, maybe. What good is retaliation damage if it can't hurt you, though? So, it's not as good as Victory Sword. But it is just so good. It caps the damage at 10. You're not gonna die with this thing. You're not gonna die. Like, unless you're pretty bad and or if all your other weapons are garbage. Like this weapon, if it was your only weapon, it's not that great. But in combination with like any other weapon, it just pretty much makes you invincible. Your weapons keep them off, and then if they touch you, they're only gonna touch you for a little bit because your other weapons are gonna kill them. So because of it, it's just really good, and it complements everything else. It's like your last line of defense. You know, it's kind of like the 108 BOSI, whatever it's called, in that regard. If they get to you, it's just gonna retaliate damage them, and they're not gonna hurt you much. And then your other weapons are gonna kill them before they can cause any serious damage. So with it, you're not gonna die, and it does retaliation damage, which means that it can be used with Divine Bloodline. So that and the sword, the Excalibur, whatever it's called, together with Divine Bloodline, you're never gonna die. And then also Divine Bloodline ups the damage of this right here, and I think maybe Victory Sword, but I could be wrong about Victory Sword, but ups the damage of this. So like those three things together, you're done. You're not gonna die. You're good because this also heals you too. So like you're good. Anyway, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Right? Definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. That's it. So here's the final ranking. Let me get it into This mode right here. Come on. There you go. Oh, doesn't want to scroll down. Okay. Well then. Oh, there you go. It's vertical now. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go through it. We're gonna start at the bottom and just work the way up. There you go. And also, I don't know if you haven't noticed, I am ranking them inside the tiers. So, for example, Gaki Amari is way worse than the knife, and the whip is way worse than Fire Wand, for example. Um, but yeah, that's the list. I don't see anything that is really needing a change. I think this is a pretty good ranking. Okay, hope you enjoyed. Hope you agree. If there's anything you don't agree about, make sure to leave it in the comments below. Respectfully, this is just my opinion. I mean, it's not entirely my opinion. Like, it's a fact that Celestial Dusting is worse than Victory Sword, but a lot of it is my opinion. Like, for example, Rune Tracer versus Silver Wind. That's my opinion. You could say that Silver Wind's better, but anyway, I'm putting too much thought into this. If you disagree, if anything, if you think anything should be higher or lower, leave it in the comments respectfully. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye bye. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Have a have a Sigma tier day.